Some patchy.
Yes, I'm Callahan Marshall here with Eric Gage this morning. So it's a little wet today to start.
Yeah, and but I think the one plus side is the icy conditions not as
They weren't as bad this morning as I thought they would be.
Yeah, and that's the key here. If it's not as icy, this is nothing. It's just a lingering drizzle, and that's what we're seeing outside right now. Here's a live look across the local area. First, regarding road conditions as you head out the door this morning, and I mean, aside from some isolated pockets we'll show you here in a second east of Utica, roads are generally okay. They're wet, obviously, with the rainfall we saw last night, but when we saw those temperatures yesterday pushing 50 in some spots, we just knew that this was a scenario that thankfully would be less significant in terms of freezing rain. Yorkville Battery Live radar, we have a few pockets of freezing rain here in central Herkimer County heading down into the Mohawk Valley. It's mainly patchy drizzle, nothing severe, but still, if you are east of Utica, just watch out for some pockets of freezing rain or just frozen surfaces. And basically, if you have a weather station in your house, that's probably your best tool. If it looks like you're at 33 or 34, you're good. 32, maybe go outside and maybe check to see if the sidewalks are a bit slippery. But other than that, we can see, of course, that lingering drizzle tapering off. Temperature officially 35 in Rome, 1 degree below freezing in Johnstown, heading toward Albany. And the rest of central New York, depending on location, ranging in the 30s and 20s. Now today, highs in the upper 30s. It's not going to feel warm, at least for the time being, but as we head into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, a much different story. And more importantly, America's greatest heart run and walk. That forecast, in case you're heading out tomorrow, we'll have the hour-by-hour breakdown in a few minutes. Callahan?
All right, Eric, thank you. President Donald Trump has fired.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Happy Friday, everybody. Time now is 5:10. We begin with a look at the forecast this morning, and thankfully, again, freezing rain, not as big of a concern, but nonetheless, it's also not out of the books just yet. We look at downtown Utica right now, patchy drizzle, temperature sitting right now at 35 degrees, so still a couple of degrees above freezing at this hour. Roadways generally okay as well. But at least a few locations heading east of Utica in those hilltop areas could see some freezing rain early today, tapering off. So just watch out for a few icy spots in those zones. How about this weekend? Now, today's highs will only really be in the 30s, but look at tomorrow, 55. If we get enough sunshine, we're pushing 60. We do have some drier weather on Sunday, a little bit cooler, but nonetheless still some pretty nice weather. And again, when it comes to the Heart Run and Walk tomorrow, you might not even need a heavy jacket. We're pushing 40s, almost 50 by 11 a.m., and that will continue at least with this milder stretch of weather. We'll be tracking all that coming up in a few minutes. Callahan?
All right, tonight is going to be lit at the
Brindisi Murad and Brindisi Perlman. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Friday morning, everybody. Very important weekend. On top of that, a very major change taking place this weekend in terms of the weather pattern. We take a look first at our Yorkville Battery, at least our radar and satellite, zooming out a little bit. One thing to mention, we have that snowfall, that freezing rain, mainly focused in the Vermont, New Hampshire area, foothills of the Adirondacks out north of the capital region. But here locally, thankfully, all that warmer air has moved in. Freezing rain, not necessarily a big concern. Still, though, if you are east of Utica, there's a possibility for that in some of those outlying areas. Current conditions, as I mentioned, 35 degrees. There is a decent wind today. Feels like 26. However, that's something to watch out for with the strong winds today as well as tomorrow. Anytime we get a major warm-up on the way, that's usually accompanied this time of year by some strong winds. Saturday is a taste of what's to come as we head into Monday and Tuesday next week. A high of 55. If the sun peaks out enough, we're pushing 60. We are going to be hitting the 60s Monday and Tuesday with more opportunity for sunshine. We've got a beautiful few days, very spring-like, but don't let that fool you, because looking ahead to later on next week, we're back to more of a wintry pattern. So we zoom out, and this is all driven in this time of year by strong south winds. This is the pattern we see when we expect a taste of spring. The jet stream typically is still right over us this time of year, and it's not until we get into late April, early May where that cold air near the poles really begins to recede. So in the meantime, we're in that battleground of temperatures. Notice here we have that cold air to our north. It's at bay for the early part of next week, but eventually it's going to surge its way back south again. So this is why we call it Fool's Spring. We get a taste of springtime, then wintertime makes its return again. Either way, let's talk about what happens today and this weekend. Today, we got patchy drizzle tapering off. It's cloudy, highs in the 30s. Not really feeling that spring like today. Tonight, though, we're going to see the arrival of a few spotty rain showers Saturday at 6 a.m. Cloudy, upper 30s, low 40s. Warming up to the upper 40s by around 9, 10, 11 a.m. A few spotty rain showers, some sunshine peeking out Saturday afternoon here. But just make sure you're weather aware, because we got a cold front coming in. This could produce a few thunderstorms, some of which with heavier rainfall, maybe some gusty winds. This will arrive closer to the evening hours right around sunset. Then a few scattered rain showers overnight. Sunday, a little drier, but still slightly cooler. Temperatures in the 40s. And with all this warm weather on the way, still we're keeping a close eye on a lot of river monitors. Some of them are reporting they could reach near flood stage. But if anything does turn a little bit more severe, we'll let you guys know. The biggest issue this time of year will be the ice jam possibility. Your 7-day forecast, they mentioned Saturday is a taste of what's to come Monday and Tuesday. Look at that, 63 and 64 degrees. Maybe break out those shorts, but don't put away your snow brush or your
your
snow outfits.
30.
Yeah, back down to the 30s again on Thursday. So it's one of those reminders that we are still in New York State. It's 65 one day, it's 36 another, and an overnight low of 0. So go figure.
For the Heart Run and Walk tomorrow, though, it's actually looking pretty warm compared to years past. I mean, I remember covering it, and it was freezing. There was snow happening. I was bundled up in my winter jacket, my hat, so it's looking pretty warm for Heart Run and Walk, I think.
Yeah, this year, if it's 40s and rain, it's not that bad. A umbrella's fine.
No, and it's 55. You put 55 on that.
Well, for the high, I guess. I don't know. Oh, it is going to be warmer than usual, so I guess we'll put that.
Yeah, we're winning. We're winning this
Yes.
Heart Run and Walk. Yes. All right. Thanks, Eric. Time is now 5:19. Still, I'm Callahan Marshall in for Gary. Eric Gage is joining us now. It's actually kind of warm this morning, and the roads really driving here weren't that bad. I was expecting a little bit more, but I'm pleasantly surprised with this morning.
Yeah, today too. I mean, honestly, I think anytime we're above freezing in the morning, I just consider that it's already warm out.
It gets a little tricky, yeah.
Yeah, and so today, I mean, it's looking pretty quiet. We have some light drizzle, but thankfully, because of how warm it got yesterday, it really cut back on any major freezing rain concerns. Anytime we see events like what we saw in the signals a few days ago, we always take it seriously. Rather back off on the possibility of it happening versus undersell it and you guys get caught off guard. So anytime this happens, freezing rain especially, we always take it seriously. Look at the roadways this morning, generally quiet, but yes, a bit damp out there. Freezing rain potential still east of Utica and some outlying areas. Just watch out if you live in some of those higher elevated regions and in some less traveled roads. Either way, throughout the morning, you can see here dry weather moving in, rain and snow, pretty much a non-factor today. Maybe some patchy drizzle, if that. And temperatures pretty much in the mid-30s, maybe slightly around freezing heading down into the Mohawk Valley. But besides that, it's a pretty quiet day today. Clouds, patchy drizzle, temperatures pushing 40 if we're lucky, but a lot of the day will be in the 30s. Now, major events taking place this weekend. Of course, we have daylight saving time, or at least the clock's going forward an hour, and we have the Heart Run and Walk. We have all the details on what you can expect for your Saturday and Sunday straight ahead. Callahan.
All right, Eric, thank you. Decision 2020.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to News Channel 2 at Sunrise on this Friday morning. This is a photo that really made me put a smile on my face, and I hope it definitely puts a smile on your face this morning. This is a photo sent in to us from North Utica, and in the comment it was called toilet paper snowfall. And I had to look in for a second here. Look at how the snow is collecting on what appears to be some of these hangers here in the backyard in North Utica, sent in by Shirley, and it does just look like several rolls of toilet paper, doesn't it? One of the interesting things that snow can do is make very unique shapes like this. So thank you for brightening my morning, Shirley. Hope it brightened all your mornings out there for your Friday. If you have a photo like this you'd like to send to us, WKTV.com/weather/pics, a place to go for that. And this photo, every morning, brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Now today, it's a little damp to start. Not as warm as you might think for this afternoon, only upper 30s, pushing 40. We have a warmer weekend, even warmer days ahead as we head toward next week. We'll be talking a bit about that coming up in a few minutes. Callahan?
All right, Eric, thank you. America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We have a lot to talk about. We have, of course, the freezing rain tapering off east of us. We have a warm-up this weekend. A lot of events taking place as well. Let's dive right into it. Here's a look at our radar and satellite right now. And this massive system here, which surged up a lot more warm air yesterday. So our thoughts regarding freezing rain potential decreased, at least with the widespread impacts, which we're thankful for anytime we see that. Listen, you guys can be fans of snow, you can be fans of rain. When it comes to ice, I think it's universal that we're not a big fan of in many ways just because of how dangerous it could be. So anytime we see events like this, we always hope it turns out on the warmer side like what we saw this morning. Current conditions in downtown Utica sitting at 35 degrees, a decent easterly wind of 15 miles an hour. It does feel like 26 out today here in the Utica-Rome area. And as we head throughout the next few days, we got a taste of spring. This is spring if you ever talk about it here in March. 63 Monday and on 64 degrees on Tuesday. It's a taste of springtime, not the official arrival. And here's what I mean by that. We look at the bigger picture. This time of year, we get warm weather because we have strong south winds forcing that air into our region, which normally would be a bit colder. Now, normally, and as we get into the warmer months, this warm air is already present, so we don't have to get it delivered by somewhere else. But you can see here, we have a battleground of temperatures. It means that we're on the fringe of cool downs and warm ups. This is why we always call this fool's spring, because we'll get a taste of it. But then that cold air, which is still close to us, still on our doorstep, will push its way back in. And that'll be the case heading toward the second half of next week. Just a heads up that we're not looking at a long-term warm-up here, looking ahead to much of March. So our Skycast shows some patchy drizzle tapering off. Again, there may be some on and off drizzly showers today, otherwise mostly cloudy. Overnight tonight, as we see a brief round of rain, it's warm tomorrow morning, upper 30s, low 40s. The start of the Heart Run and Walk here, we're at the mid 40s to low 40s with a few spotty rain showers. So just maybe have that umbrella handy for Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, this is when we really begin to warm up. We're up to the upper 50s, pushing 60 degrees if we see that sunshine. But again, just watch out for some rain showers in the backside of the system, some heavier rain and thunderstorms. Something to look out for here as we head toward the second half of Saturday. And then on Sunday, it's a cloudier and a bit cooler. But in the meantime, with all this warm air, we'll continue to show this graphic here on live data regarding river monitors. You can see on the top of your screen there what the forecast will be for those certain areas. And so we'll keep a close eye, especially when it comes to ice jam impacts. Your 7-day forecast after this weekend's slight warm-up, Monday and Tuesday, really feeling like springtime. You know, I always joke, you know, it hits 50 or 40 and you break out the shorts. I think 63, 64, I think in central New York in March, that's shorts weather.
Completely acceptable here in central
Yeah,
New
so
York.
there'll be no judgment from me.
Yes, but when you go down to Florida and it's 63 degrees,
Winter coats.
Winter coats, sweater, yeah,
Yep.
everything. Jeans, yeah, I can't believe it. But yes, being from Central New York, you definitely do whip out the shorts when it hits 60. All right, thanks, Eric. The new home of the... Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Callahan Marshall, in for Gary. Eric's sitting next to me. Not a bad drive in. The roads were actually pretty good. I mean, Smith Hill Road is always a little...
Yeah.
Can be weird sometimes, but the main roads were fine.
Yeah, just wet for the most part. It was so warm yesterday that freezing rain didn't really have a chance to get closer to the ground. So that was the good news yesterday and today. A look at the roads this morning as you head out. Yes, pretty much. Impacts pretty low, if not non-existent. Obviously, you know, maybe some minor ponding on some of those surfaces here, but either way, looking pretty quiet. Now, to be fair, it's not all completely quiet. We took the Yorkville Battery live radar. There are some pockets of freezing drizzle as you head out east of Utica. These are the spots we were focusing on yesterday as the widespread risk had significantly reduced. So if you live in some of those higher elevations in less traveled roadways east of Utica, both north and south in the Mohawk Valley, just watch out for some icy surfaces. But if you head west of Utica, well, you're pretty much in the clear when it comes to warmer temperatures. But you can see here just some patchy freezing drizzle passing through Schoharie County, Montgomery County, and sections of southern Herkimer and Otsego County. You see here we're in the mid-30s in the Utica-Rome area, 35 in Syracuse, 34 Hamilton, but a bit colder up north, 22 Saranac Lake and in Watertown, and some drizzle in Albany, potentially freezing drizzle. They're at 31 degrees. In the next 12 hours, we've got highs pushing 40, maybe not quite hitting 40 today, with some on and off patchy drizzle, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. So while today feels like an outlier in terms of cold weather, we do have some warmer days on the way. But more importantly, America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk takes place tomorrow. We have the forecast for that, plus what you can expect for the rest of the weekend and beyond through next week straight ahead. Callahan.
President Donald Trump has fired his Homeland...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Happy Friday, everybody. Time now is going on 6:11, and here's a look at what you can expect heading out the door today. First off, some patchy drizzle, freezing rain as well in some spots east of Utica, a bit more isolated, which is good news. But either way, downtown Utica, you can see here some damp surfaces, temperature of 35 degrees, an east-southeast wind of 10 miles an hour, bringing that feels like temperature down to 27. At sunrise today at 6:34. Yes, with the clocks moving ahead an hour on Sunday, that sunrise time will be going back to around 7:30, but we're going to get an hour in the evenings. Sun sets around 7 p.m. And don't worry, before you know it, that sunrise will be earlier and earlier in just a matter of a few weeks. A look at the roads again across central New York. You can see here generally quiet. We have a few areas of patchy drizzle, freezing drizzle out toward the outlying areas east, but that's really about it. This weekend, a very important weekend. For one, we have America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk on Saturday. We have on and off rainfall, temperatures in the 50s, pushing 60 degrees with the possibility of some storms in the evening. We'll closely watch that. Plus on Sunday, those clocks move ahead an hour, and it actually looks pretty spring-like. We're in the upper 40s as well with drier weather. But we're going to talk a bit more about that forecast for you throughout the weekend and the next week coming up in a few minutes. Callahan.
Tonight is going to be lit at the Adirondack.
Brindisi Murad and Brindisi Perlman, the People's Lawyer.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We have a lot to get through on this Friday. Let's just dive right into it. Here's a look at our radar and satellite, and we're seeing the exiting of a low pressure system providing us with some rainfall, plenty of rain yesterday, and some freezing rain in some of those higher elevations east of Utica. Now, as we head throughout the day, some lingering drizzles a possibility, but other than that, it's a pretty quiet day today. Current temperature, again, 35 degrees at Griffiths in Rome. Feeling a bit chilly out there. Feels like 27 out. And Well, while we do expect temperatures to push near 40 today, 55 on Saturday, maybe pushing 60 as well. Look at this, a taste of spring Monday and Tuesday, even in the early part of Wednesday. But I do want to emphasize, this is a taste of spring, not the official arrival of it, because we are tracking some colder temperatures to follow this stretch toward Thursday and Friday next week. Now, why is that the case? Well, this time of year, we get warm temperatures by the arrival of strong south winds. This warm weather isn't native to our area this time of year. You have to get it delivered by somewhere else. And in the meantime, while this can produce some warmer days, eventually the balancing of the atmosphere returns and we have some colder weather on the backside of it. So while we are expecting some warmer days ahead, we're not done with it while that cold air is still very strong. It's not until we head into April and May where that cold air near the poles really begins to recede, the jet stream moves north, and we see a lot more warm weather that resides in our area versus gets delivered to it. So today, patchy freezing rain to our east, tapering off. Maybe some patchy drizzle as well this afternoon, but otherwise mostly cloudy skies, highs in the upper 30s. Tomorrow morning, 41 degrees in Utica by 6 a.m. By 9 a.m., the start of the Heart Run and Walk around 9:15. We're in the 40s already, so keep that in mind if you're planning on heading out. It is going to feel a bit blustery, yes, but we're already in the 40s, pushing 50s by the afternoon. And if we get some sunshine, we'll be hitting 60s. But then, if we do get sunshine, then our attention turns to some thunderstorm chances out west. It's going to be arriving in the Syracuse area, pushing its way east. Yes, they'll be fizzling out as we head towards sunset, but anytime we see a cold front like this and temperatures this warm this time of year, just be on the lookout for some heavier rain and the possibility of some thunderstorms as well. Then by Sunday, it's a bit on the drier side, a bit colder though, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. And with this warmer weather on the way, pretty much every single day I'll be showing this map here. This is very important. It looks at live river data, streams, creeks, everything regarding that data there, because we have ice jam potential, we have increased runoff potential, and with a warm-up like this after a very snowy and cold winter time, it's something we always have to keep an eye out for. But either way, Monday and Tuesday, sunshine, 60s. But as much as you want to break out those shorts, don't put away your winter material yet, because by Thursday, we're back down into the 30s. This is what I'm mentioning. You know, we got this weather whiplash here. We got 50s and 60s, and then 30s and 20s before we know it again. So we have to wait a little bit before we finally see that consistent warmth.
Pretty typical for March, though.
Oh, yeah, a typical Central New York March.
Yeah, just make sure you wear your rain jacket tomorrow if you are running.
Yeah, so, or an umbrella just in case.
Yep, or an umbrella. Yep, all right, thank you. And happy joining us this half hour. I'm Callahan Marshall in for Gary. Eric's going to be joining us now. We have a warm-up on the way, but if you are attending that Heart Run and Walk, make sure you bring your rain gear with you.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we could be talking snow, ice for your
You never know.
Yeah.
It's March.
But at least tomorrow, I mean, it's warmer. Just grab that rain jacket, umbrella. It's really all you really need out there. Here's a look at what you can expect this morning. Maybe have that umbrella this morning, too, but keep in mind the rain is not really that heavy. It's just patchy nuisance drizzle, enough to keep some surfaces damp, and it will likely be damp for much of the day today. We're not looking at a very dry day, but at least nowhere near in terms of heavier rainfall. So what's going on this morning? We look at the radar. We have some patchy freezing drizzle east of Utica and some outlying spots. For much of the region, especially in the Utica area and west, it is a warming up above freezing. So the freezing rain potential was a lot more isolated compared to our initial thoughts several days ago, which by yesterday we could clearly see that would be a bit more isolated due to those warmer temperatures. We're sitting at 35 right now at Griffith and Rome, 34 in Hamilton, and 35 out in Syracuse. And today, we'll see highs pushing 40, but for the most part, we'll be sticking in the 30s. So it's not going to be a very warm day today, but as we head into the weekend, a much different story. Coming up, we have a look at that Heart Run and Walk forecast. Of course, Sunday, clocks move ahead an hour. We have a look at Sunday's forecast, too, and some very spring-like weather on the way as we head into Monday and Tuesday next week. We'll dive into that coming up shortly. Callahan.
New this morning, President Donald Trump.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Happy Friday, everybody. Today's photo of the day brought a smile to my face when I first saw it. I hope it brings a smile to your faces watching this morning. Take a look at this shot right here. This was sent in to us from North Utica by Shirley. And what you might notice first off, it looks like a bunch of toilet paper rolls on the line there until it's just snowfall. And it looks like it's been sliced pretty much perfectly to look like toilet paper rolls. So interesting phenomena here. Of course, snow always has unique characteristics that form things like this. We also see snow rollers. We see, you name it, anything winter related. Snow finds a way to make it look very realistic. Either way, amazing photo sent in to us by Shirley from North Utica. And if you have a photo like this that might brighten someone's day, certainly brighten my day, and I hope it made your Friday a bit more nice out this morning. WKTV.com/weather/pics is a place to go to submit your own photo. That photo and every photo every morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Now, quickly, while today is pretty chilly, upper 30s, low 40s, just look at what's below me right here. Just take a second, look at your screen. 63, 64 degrees. Yes, we're expecting this next week. Maybe don't look at this temperature here. We'll forget about what happens next Thursday. For now, let's look at what happens on this side of the screen. Callahan?
All right, focus on the positive. Love it, Eric. Thank you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Now, today we started out with some lingering drizzle, even some patchy freezing drizzle east of Utica. In fact, let's look at the radar and satellite right now. Over the last few hours, you can really see that energy from that system pushing its way eastward, things drying up. Now, I wouldn't say today will be entirely dry. We're still going to be looking at least some patchy drizzle, some clouds, maybe some fog and some higher elevations. But it's a pretty quiet day, relatively. No major rainfall. And when it comes to impacts, again, we have some of that freezing drizzle east of us, but it's incredibly isolated. Current temperature in Utica right now, 35 degrees, an east-southeast wind of 10 miles an hour. So a bit chilly this morning. Feels like 27 degrees out. But today we'll see a high of maybe 40 if we're lucky. The big thing are these temperatures as we head into Monday and Tuesday next week. Look at this, 63, 64 degrees. Now, by Thursday next week, we've got a cool down on the way. And I always want to tell you guys about this type of thing because we enter this season March, April. I mean, it is meteorologically spring, but it's still technically winter time. But we have what I would call a battleground of seasons. Basically, anytime we get warmth here this time of year, usually supplied by a strong south wind. We have to have that warm air delivered to us. It's not currently at our homes. But at the same time, cold air is also trying its best to work its way in. And it's not until this jet stream, which you can see right here, moves its way farther north as that Arctic air recedes, as temperatures gradually warm throughout the, say, April and May. So in the meantime, while we will see tastes of spring, the balanced act of the cold air will eventually work its way in. So this is why, yes, we will see some warmer days, but also colder days will move in. So just as likely seeing 30s as you will be seeing 60s. On our Skycast, that patchy drizzle pretty much on and off today, mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, we're going to see temperatures actually warm up. 41 the temperature by 6 a.m. tomorrow. 40s, mid-40s by 9 a.m. for the start of America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk here. And then, as we head into the afternoon, if we see some clearing, we'll see highs pushing near 60. But if we see sunshine, that also means we've got to keep our eye out for some trailing thunderstorms that roll through in the evening closer to sunset. Heavy rainfall, gusty winds, maybe some thunderstorms, or at least thunder and lightning possibly. We'll watch how that pans out. Sunday, a bit more dry. In the meantime, with the rainfall, with the snow melt, with the warmer temperatures, We're going to be closely watching all these live river monitors. You see all these yellow dots there? That means that the forecast calls for near flood stage, but as long as we don't see any orange or red or purple, we should be in the clear for now, but we'll keep you posted. Following this weekend, 60s Monday and Tuesday, 57 with rainfall Wednesday, and some snow showers arriving again on Thursday. We'll be right back.
With Ben Kinney and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ben Kinney, in for Gary this noon.
Now, Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Before we get to that, it's time to say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye to winter, it looks like.
Nope.
Okay. Well, thanks for killing my hopes and dreams, as always. Thank you so much, Eric.
Here's the thing. We got some warm weather coming, but don't put away the snow shovels. Don't put away your winter jackets just yet, because we have some cold weather following it. But we'll enjoy it while we have it, Ben. That's the thing.
Is that what we're going to do?
Yes. Here's a look outside right now across the area. Again, it's a very damp, cloudy day today. A few sprinkles and patchy drizzle. It's not a very sunny day, for a lack of a better term here. But nonetheless, look at the Yorkville Battery Live Radar. Dry conditions all across the region. Temperatures in the upper 30s. Feels like temperatures a little bit cooler in the low 30s with that decent wind chill outside right now. Most importantly, though, we're talking about this weekend, and especially the Heart Run and Walk weekend. And tomorrow, we've got warm temperatures pushing the 50s by the afternoon. Now, the walk itself, I'll show you in a second, still a bit warm. Sunday, it's drier. Keep in mind, Saturday we have some rain showers we're dodging and some potential evening thunderstorms that we'll talk about here momentarily. But again, let's quickly talk about the Heart Run and Walk. Here we are. Time frame in the morning hours, way before the race starts. We're at 40 degrees, 43 by 9 a.m., 11 a.m. at 49, pushing 50 with some on and off rain. So while it might not be very cold, you might want to keep that rain jacket handy or any umbrellas if you're walking. But I think, and personally, this is great running weather. Now, the next 12 hours today, as you can see here, upper 30s, about as warm as we'll get. On and off sprinkles here and there. But again, this weekend warming up. It's even warmer next week. But will that last? Well, maybe you have a cool down following that. We'll have the detailed forecast for you coming up in a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. New at noon, firefighter.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody, on this Friday. Well, it doesn't quite feel like a Friday, at least when it comes to the weather. I mean, it's cloudy, it's gloomy, it's damp, a live look at Oneonta. But don't worry, we have some warmer and sunnier days ahead. Again, right now, the current conditions favoring some cooler temperatures. Look at what's in store for us the next 5 to 7 days. Tomorrow, 55 the high. We could push 60 if we get some sunshine, enough sunshine in the afternoon. Yes, a little colder on Sunday, but don't worry. It's Monday and Tuesday next week. We got some warmth and we got some sunshine in store for us. Then becomes a gradual cool down back to a winter-like scenario again. Why is that the case? Well, this time of year, I kind of call it the battleground of seasons. Basically, in order to get some warmer temperatures in the 60s here locally, you need it supplied from the south. We don't naturally have those warm temperatures here locally. So as you get that supply, that strong south wind, usually the atmosphere likes to balance itself out by pushing in the backside of that colder air. There's here the jet stream, pushing in some, in fact, colder temperatures enough to support even some snow showers as well. So that's basically the seasons trying to balance and fight each other out. Eventually, though, of course, as the Arctic air recedes to our north, we'll get warmer and warmer days. That's kind of how the seasons play out. So cloudy skies in store for us the rest of the day today through tonight. Tomorrow morning, a round of rain showers. We're already in the 40s by 6 a.m. By 9, a few spotty rain showers, maybe a stray downpour. Just keep an umbrella handy if you're heading out to the Heart Run tomorrow. Then it actually dries up in the afternoon, and there are some partial clearing taking place, especially heading down the thruway towards Syracuse. And if we clear out, this allows the temperatures to reach the low 60s before a cold front rolls through. This is the potential providing us with heavy rain, gusty winds, even some rumbles of thunder. First time in quite a while we have the possibility of seeing that here locally. So just a heads up for any evening plans Saturday that this front's going to roll through right around sunset. More widespread rain overnight, and then Sunday, albeit a little bit colder, will be a bit more dry with some evening sunshine expected as well. So with the rainfall, with the warmer temperatures, the increased runoff, ice jam potential, we're keeping a very close eye on river stages here, area creek streams. If anything looks to appear near flood stage, you can see here some spots indicated by yellow dots there. Green are okay, but if we see more orange and red concerns, we'll let you guys know. But at least for now, still expect a very warm next few days, approaching the 60s Monday and Tuesday. And here's what I mean. This is a taste of summer, or a taste of spring, not the arrival of spring, because by Thursday we're back down into the 30s.
Thanks for killing my hopes and dreams once again of actually being done with winter.
Ignore this.
Yeah.
Just focus
Okay.
on this.
All right. Looks a little better. All right. Thank you very much, Eric. Some paramedics in New Jersey. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for joining us. I'm Ben Kinney, in for Gary this noon.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
We're looking at the river stages around the area, and a little bit of a concern this weekend as we see that heavy rain start to move in.
Yeah, heavy rain, some warming temperatures, extremely warm temperatures for this time of year. That snow melt, everything kind of adds together, ice jam potential. So it's something we're closely watching. This is definitely the time frame to do it. And as you see here, these are live river monitors. And notice the color scale on the top of your screen. It goes to no issues, to near flood stage, minor flooding, moderate flooding, and major flooding. These circles indicate forecasts, basically what will look like down the line. And you notice here there's some yellows. Those yellows indicate that with the next few days, the snow melt and all that warming, that there could be some near flood stage concerns. And of course, as things change, the forecast gets modified. These could change to green, they could change to orange or red. For right now, though, near flood stage means there is no concern. Basically, once you hit flood stage, it means those waters go above the criteria that indicates a flood is occurring. So we'll closely watch that. For now, you can see here a live view across central New York. It's pretty cloudy, it's pretty damp. We have some low-lying clouds, even some fog in some of these areas as well. And that's pretty much the story today. A drizzle here and there, temperatures in the 30s. As we head throughout the next few days, we are warming up, especially on Saturday, pushing 60 degrees with some afternoon sunshine possibly moving in. However, there's some storms to track in the evening. But most importantly, America's greatest heart run and walk takes place in the morning. We'll be talking about that forecast as well as what we can expect throughout the weekend and the start of next week coming up. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. And while not impacting us here around
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today it's pretty damp out there, cloudy, not the brightest Friday, but we do have some sunshine and some warmth on the way. A taste of spring. Well, here's a look at Oneonta. Foggy, damp, cloudy outside this afternoon. And highs for the day today only pushing really close to 40 degrees. But look at this. We head towards Saturday, 55, maybe 60 if we get some of that sunshine in the afternoon. Now, to be fair, Sunday's a bit colder in the 40s. But look at Monday and Tuesday next week. Really feeling warm out there in the 60s. Maybe you might even break out some of those shorts next week. But don't worry. Don't put away the snow shovels or winter gear just yet, because following that, we do have some colder weather on the way. Why is that the case? When we zoom out in the bigger picture here, we have warm air, which this time of year really only comes in via some strong south winds. It's not currently over us. We have to get it delivered to us. In the process, we have some wobbles in the jet stream to get us this imbalance. And of course, Mother Nature likes to balance it herself out. So in the backside of this, we're going to see some colder air work its way in. Now, Sunday, you can see here, it's not a big dip. In fact, we're only talking 40s and 30s, if that. But then we're going to see some warmer temperatures as that wobble is in favor of warmer temperatures toward the beginning of next week. So let's talk about the forecast this weekend. Today, you can see here clouds are exiting, rain showers early in the morning, 6 a.m. It's dry out there. Temperatures in the 40s. By the afternoon, or I should say the mid-morning, you can see here a few spotty rain showers for the start of the Heart Run and Walk. It's already in the mid-40s, even low 40s in a lot of spots here. So there could be colder times. We've had a run and walk here, but at least this year, feeling very warm out, but just keep that umbrella handy. In the afternoon, we're going to see sunshine creep in, especially west of Utica, near the Syracuse area. But with that in mind, we get sunshine, those temperatures reach the 60s. Then our attention turns to a cold front right here. We have some chance for some rumbles of thunder, some gusty winds, and maybe even some heavy rainfall. As that rolls through closer to sunset, the front begins to weaken. It's at its strongest out in western New York, so that's the thankful part here, but still some of them might linger on the stronger side through the area. Then widespread rain overnight. It's cloudy and damp to start Sunday, a little cooler, but sunshine will inevitably return as we head toward the evening hours. You can see right here those blue skies slowly returning. Your 7-day forecast, again, this weekend, if you're heading out in the morning, it's rather mild, a bit blustery, but we do warm up rather quickly. Daylight saving time, you have the clocks moving forward an hour on Sunday, and then we're starting to see those later sunsets and even more sunshine with Monday and Tuesday, warm and sunny. But again, keep those winter jackets handy. We're back into the 30s again by Thursday of next week. Ben?
All it means is the finish line is in sight. All right, thanks very much, Eric. We're back with News Talk
tonight, but tomorrow a warm-up by 50s. Mid-50s by afternoon. That's worth leading the newscast with, right? Meteorologist Eric Gage is tracking it all from the Weather Center. We bring in the doctor. Good to see you, as always, my friend. Thanks for coming in. And we've got some good news as we move forward for the next couple of days.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, today's been pretty cloudy. It's been kind of dreary, but it's a bit of a difference in what's going to be taking place this weekend. First, let's take a look at what's going on outside right now. It's pretty cloudy. Temperatures hovering in the upper 30s. Hasn't really been that positive of a Friday weather-wise, but again, we head into the weekend, a much different story. It's been damp as well, maybe some patchy drizzle of that, but otherwise generally quiet conditions. Temperatures you see here, although we're in the 30s right now, look at what's approaching to the southwest. Behind me right here, look at Dansville, 55 and sunshine. Now, we might see sunshine later in the day tomorrow. I want to focus more on what's going to be taking place in the morning, obviously being America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk in the morning hours. On and off rainfall, temperatures in the 40s, pushing 50s, maybe even 60 degrees with some afternoon or evening sunshine. We got a few showers, maybe a few storms rolling in tomorrow evening, as well as, of course, a colder but drier Sunday. We'll, of course, be talking about that weekend forecast in a few minutes. But again, tonight, we actually warm up during the overnight hours. We're in the 30s now, climbing into the low 40s by 6 a.m. tomorrow. We'll have the details on that, plus that detailed forecast for the Heart Run and Walk, plus even more warm temperatures next week straight ahead. Jason?
All right, thank you, Eric. Fire gutted.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Now, we did deal with at least some patchy drizzle this morning, even some freezing drizzle heading toward the capital region, but today it's been just generally cloudy and cool. A live look at downtown Utica. Current conditions outside right now, we are still hovering in the 30s, officially at 37 degrees. Feels like 28 with that decent wind. It's been very blustery today, too. So blustery, windy, cold, cloudy, damp, you name it. It's been a pretty dreary Friday, but we do have some warmer days ahead, even some sunnier days ahead. We have to deal with some rain showers, though, first, and that mainly arrives tomorrow. So if you're heading to America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk, we're in the 40s, pushing 50 by the early afternoon, on and off rain. So keep that umbrella handy. Yes, it's still a bit gusty out, but at least if you're running, this would be great running weather getting out tomorrow. So take advantage of this, because there have been some days that have been a whole lot colder and a whole lot even snowier too. Look at the next few days. See this? We're up into the 60s by Monday and Tuesday. We got a taste of spring, but I think the key word here is taste of spring, because don't get comfortable, don't put away your winter jackets yet. This is just that time of year where we get imbalances in the atmosphere. Now, what do I mean? This time of year, we get warm air due to strong south winds. This air is south, it gets dragged northward. We don't naturally have this warm air. So when you get these strong south winds, Mother Nature likes to balance out. In the process, you're going to see some colder air moving its way in from the northwest. Now, takes place on Sunday. This is not a major cool down, 40s and 30s Sunday. But we have another wave coming in, even warmer temperatures early next week, and then a stronger wave rolling through that will really bring us back down to reality here for mid-March. So to our Skycast here, cloudy skies tonight. Tomorrow morning, we begin with an early morning shower, drying up a little bit. By 9 a.m., you can see right here, some spotty showers, maybe a downpour or two. But either way, highs or temperatures approaching near 50 degrees. Then as the afternoon moves in, see all the sunshine starting to move in the Syracuse area, heading into the Utica region as well. That'll be a bit more widespread. If we get enough sunshine, we're pushing 60 in Utica. But with that sun comes the storm potential. Heavier downpours, thunder and lightning, maybe some strong wind gusts. Not a big system here. It's stronger out west. It weakens as it pulls its way east, but it's something to monitor. Not only that, but maybe the rainfall following that as well. We got clouds, some sunshine Sunday evening, but the big thing as we head into the weekend and beyond, snow melt, ice jams. We're watching these river monitors here over the next few days. So far, these are the current forecasts. Plenty of green, a couple yellows here. You're looking at Black River, looking at down at Shenango River. For right now, things are looking okay. But if things change up a little bit, we'll be sure to let you know. On top of this very busy weekend, moving those clocks forward an hour on Sunday. What better days to do that than on Monday and Tuesday? We've got sunshine. We've got 60s. How about that? Maybe a 6 p.m. ice cream. Go to the local place and get something already.
Someone will be open somewhere, right?
I'm going to see some shorts, too. I know I'm going to see some shorts out.
That's running weather right there.
Easily.
All right, thanks, my friend. It's cool to be kind. Eric Gage in for Bill tonight. What do we got cooking?
This is an interesting factoid. I mentioned this last year, and I always want to mention this every single year because, especially on what's happening tomorrow, it's warm. We're in the 50s, almost 60 degrees. Now, let's head back to the year 1992. If you remember that Heart Run and Walk, this time it was a 50-degree start, and by the end of it, we dropped to 11 degrees. It was a flash freeze, and for those of you who remember in that Heart Run and Walk, it went from warmer temperatures to all of a sudden everything being icy. So thankfully we have no flash freeze this year. Temperatures remaining, in fact, warming up in the afternoon into the 50s, pushing 60 degrees. Now, first time in a while, I really had to show my photo of the day in the evening news. I think it was the first time I've actually done it in the evening news. But nonetheless, I always show these photos every morning on News Channel 2 at sunrise to potentially brighten your day. This is one that brightened my day. I saw it this morning. This is sent in by Shirley from North Utica. And when I first noticed, she mentioned the snow acting like toilet paper. Very interesting there. But you look at that, they are forming on the lines right there. Pretty cool sight. Now, if you have photos like this, any weather photos, anything related to the night sky, the winter scenes, even your pets enjoying the outdoors, WKTV.com/weather/pics. You go to there, you can submit your own photo or view the thousands of other amazing submissions across the area. That photo and every photo brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Again, coming up in a few minutes, we'll be talking a bit about that forecast in a lot more detail for that Heart Run and Walk. Jason?
All right, thanks, Eric. Time for the biannual debate.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening, everybody, on this Friday. It's that time of year. Of course, we're starting to see these warmer days, later sunsets, earlier sunrises. Of course, we spring forward an hour this weekend. This takes place Sunday, and again, we turn our clocks ahead an hour. We go from a new sunrise around 7:25. So yes, we sacrifice that morning sunlight. But the evening, we're going to be pushing near 7 p.m. sunsets, and that's coming right at the right moment we're going to start to see some warmer temperatures in the short-term forecast. Live look at downtown Utica. Traffic looking pretty busy out there for that evening rush hour. Temperature 37 degrees. A bit brisk out there. It's been blustery, too. No doubt about that. The winds are pretty strong, so it feels like 28 outside early this evening through tonight. Now, if you're heading out to the Heart Run and Walk tomorrow, the winds are not as strong, but we do have some warmer temperatures in the low 40s by around 7 a.m., pushing near 50 by 11. Now, we're dodging a few rain showers, but I think any of you in early March, if you see temperatures like this is great running, even decent walking weather, as long as you have maybe a spring jacket, a light winter coat, or even an umbrella here. Either way, weather like this, certainly better than trying to do this when it's below zero. I think we have had that in some recent years. But nonetheless, we look ahead the rest of the week. We push up to near 60 Saturday. Yes, a slight cool down on Sunday. But Monday and Tuesday, we're in the low 60s. Sunshine as well. Beautiful start to the work week. But then we begin to see another cool down. And this is all just due to the balancing of the atmosphere. This time of year, we get warm-ups, strong south winds, but that's because of a wobble in the jet stream. See the jet stream right here? Now, as it balances out, we get more of a different type of jet stream, this one pushing in some colder air. This arrives Sunday. Now, Sunday won't be that cold, but it will be cooler relatively compared to Saturday. So this evening, it's cloudy, it's dry, maybe some patchy fog and drizzle. That's really about it. So no impacts for your evening commute. We actually warm up overnight. By 6 a.m. tomorrow, we're hitting the low 40s and upper 30s. Dry start here, a passing shower, especially just in time for the Heart Run and Walk. And then we climb to the 50s, pushing 60 with some sunshine creeping in just outside of Syracuse. Now you notice here, cold front rolling through. There's potential for some thunderstorms. Rumbles of thunder, I should say, even some heavier downpours and some gusty winds, something to watch out for as we head into Saturday evening. And then following that, heavy rain will fall through, and then we have cloudy skies, even some peaks of sunshine as we head toward Sunday. Now, Monday and Tuesday, beautiful days ahead of us, but as I mentioned, this is a taste of spring, not the arrival of spring. As we look ahead to Thursday and Friday next week, we're back down into the 30s, so enjoy the 60-degree days while we still have them. Jay?
All right, thank you, sir. It's hockey night in Utica.
Jason Palace.
A warm-up is coming our way over the next few days. How warm, though, will it be for America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk tomorrow? Meteorologist Eric Gage joins us now with a first look at the forecast tonight. Eric, good evening.
Good evening, Jason. Yeah, it's going to be a warm-up, at least something we haven't seen in quite a while. I mean, we're talking 50s pushing 60. Great weather for any walking or running tomorrow. Here's a live look across the area early this evening. Again, cloudy has been the theme. It's been cool, chilly. We're in the 30s. Patchy drizzle, patchy fog. Pretty much a damp, dreary day here locally, but again, we have some warmer days, some sunnier days ahead of us. Live at the radar, things are pretty dry out there. Temperature 37 degrees. Now, what's coming our direction? Well, let's just turn to our southwest, right behind me here. See this, 53 Dansville, 44 Buffalo. Those warmer temperatures are pushing their way north and east, and this is on its way this weekend. Now, speaking of this weekend, let's talk temperatures. Now, much of the afternoon will be in the mid to upper 50s Saturday. We could be pushing 60 with some on and off rain. Now, that mainly means some on and off rain in the morning, followed by maybe a round of thunderstorms in the evening. We'll be talking about that here shortly. Plus, Sunday, slightly cooler, but drier, even with some evening sun possible. But at least for the next 12 hours, we're pretty cool this evening. We actually warm up overnight into the 40s by 6 a.m. tomorrow. We have a detailed breakdown of that Heart Run forecast, plus the rest of your weekend's forecast, and a warm up next week straight ahead. Jason?
Eric, thank you. Fire gutted a Utica home early this morning.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening. Happy Friday, everybody. After some early morning drizzle, even some freezing drizzle out east of Utica, things have warmed up a little bit and it's dried up. Here's a live look at downtown Utica. Of course, the crowd's starting to come to the Adirondack Bank Center. The Comets game tonight, puck drop at 7. So if you have time, make sure you get out and enjoy the game this evening. Temperature 37 degrees, cloudy skies. We still have a decent wind out there. It's keeping those feels like temperatures down into the 20s, but these winds are going to subside over the next few hours. We're going to be warming up overnight tonight. In fact, tomorrow, your heart run and walk, here's the time frame and the temperatures. We're talking low 40s by 7, mid 40s by 9, 10 a.m., and by 11 o'clock and noon, we're pushing 50 degrees. Now, we're dodging rain. It's not going to be dry, but as long as you have that umbrella handy, maybe a rain jacket, a light winter coat in case if you're a walker. But if you're running, listen, this is some great running weather here, at least for early March standards. Now, as we progress throughout the next few days, just look at this taste of spring. We're at 55 tomorrow, pushing 60. Now, Sunday, yes, it's a little cooler, but Monday and Tuesday this coming week, we're in the mid-60s. We got even low 60s and 50s on Wednesday. We're still having some variable temperatures here, but nonetheless, Monday and Tuesday looking warm, and they're looking pretty sunny. At least Monday is. And we get these surges of warmth. This is due to the fact we're getting this supply of warm air from the southeast, and that is how we get these warmer days. Now, normally in the summertime, this warm air is already present, but because we have this strong south wind, Mother Nature likes to have an equilibrium. So eventually that backside cold air is going to work its way through. We're going to see a taste of it Sunday, returning to warmth again on Monday and Tuesday, but then Wednesday and Thursday next week, we're back to that cool down. So, on our Skycast, this evening it's cloudy, temperatures in the 30s, actually warming up overnight, pushing 40 by 6 a.m. A stray overnight shower, but it's mainly dry by 6. A passing shower by 9 a.m., temperatures already in the 40s, and then pushing the 50s by the afternoon. That warm front passes. We're already going to see some sunshine peek its way out here. You can see here sunshine near Syracuse, eventually into the Mohawk Valley. Then, as we head into the evening, look right here, we have a cold front approaching. Now, the risks with this, a rumble of thunder and lightning. We're going to have some heavier rain showers, some rain bands rolling through, and some stronger wind gusts embedded in this. Now, this is mainly strong west. It weakens as it pushes east, but still, I think the biggest concern would be that heavy rain potential, aided with the fact we got some snow melt. So we're going to closely watch flooding potential as we head into Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now, Sunday, looking pretty dry, a little cooler with some sunshine working its way in as we head into the evening. And again, as a reminder, we're continually watching this data. These are live river monitors. We're looking at West Canada Creek, Moose River, Black River, Mohawk River, looking down to the Susquehanna, Unadilla, Shenango. All these rivers and streams and creeks, very important to look out for, especially when it comes to ice jams. And a reminder, when we enter the season, if you spot an ice jam, let us know, let the Weather Service know. It's very important because ice jams can cause some flooding, at least significantly this time of year. Either way, though, aside from the flooding potential, turn those clocks forward an hour on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, we had those 7 p.m. or near 7 p.m. sunsets. With lots of sunshine there, too. Then a cool down Thursday and Friday, so don't put away the snow shovels just yet, but maybe have a taste of some short weather. Maybe bring out those shorts for maybe Monday or Tuesday.
You're the marathon man today. You started at like 4 this morning, right?
Yeah, 4 this morning.
I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. All right,
no problem.
Thanks, buddy. Still to come on News Channel.
Good evening. A very busy weekend in store for us. Of course, most importantly, Heart Run and Walk this Saturday. Here's a look at the temperatures, both Saturday and Sunday. We're at 55, the high Saturday. I'm thinking in some spots with some of the sunshine we'll see in the afternoon, we could be pushing near 60 with some on and off rain showers in the morning, and maybe a front producing some heavier rain with some thunderstorms in the evening hours. Then we cool down, though, as we head into Sunday. But more importantly, again, the time frame of this for the Heart Run and Walk tomorrow, looking at 40s, pushing near 50 by 11 a.m. Now, dodging rainfall, so maybe grab that umbrella, grab that raincoat, light winter coat. If you're running, though, this is great running weather across the area. Now, today, it has been pretty chilly, but tonight we're actually warming up into the 40s overnight into early tomorrow morning. We have a look at that detailed forecast throughout the weekend, as well what follows as we head into next week straight ahead. Jason?
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening on this Friday night. We are tracking the arrival of some scattered showers tomorrow, but more importantly, some warmer weather just in time for a very important weekend for a variety of things. For one of those things, we're moving those clocks forward an hour. We have spring ahead taking place, so we're going to gain, well, not so much gain an hour overall of daylight, but we're going to be moving those times ahead. So basically our sunset gets later, our sunrise also gets later, our new sunrise time at 7:25, new sunset nearing 7 p.m. So whether you're a fan of it or not, this is the new time frame we'll be seeing, and on top of that, we'll surely see these sunrises get earlier and earlier rather quickly. March has the fastest rate of increased daylight compared to any month. Now, with that increased daylight, the warming temperatures, we have a battleground of seasons taking place, especially by next week. We'll start out with this weekend, pushing 60 Saturday, a little cooler on Sunday, but by Monday and Tuesday next week, we're in the 60s. Sunshine Monday, dodging a shower Tuesday, but still plenty of sun. And then a bit variable Wednesday and Thursday as we cool back down into the 30s by the end of the week. So it's a taste of spring, not a arrival of spring, and that's what we're kind of dealing with this type of situation. The reason for that is very simple. We look at the bigger picture. We have a south wind at play here. This is dragging in some warmer temperatures. We've got a cold front rolling through. Now, anytime we get warm temperatures this time of year, it's driven in by these strong south winds. Now, Mother Nature likes to have a bit of an equilibrium. So with that in mind, we get these strong variations in the jet stream. We get that cool down following it. Now, Sunday is going to be a bit cooler, not as cold, but we head into the start of the week. We're going to start to see some warmer temperatures as that flow gets a bit more focused on some warmer days ahead. So, on our Skycast this evening, it's pretty cloudy. Tonight, same story. A passing shower possible by early Saturday morning. We're going to track a passing shower or two at around 9 a.m. Of course, that's when the race starts, so keep that umbrella handy, but also you don't need a heavy winter jacket. We're already in the 40s by 9 a.m., pushing 50 by noontime, and nearing 60 by the evening with some sunshine peeking out before a cold front moves through. This has the potential of producing some heavier rain, some stronger wind gusts, maybe a rumble of thunder. Then as that pushes through, there's a potential for some heavier rainfall lingering on and the possibility of some flooding concerns. Now, so for now, river monitors showing not anything concerning as of now, but we'll closely watch it. Sunday starts out cloudy. We see some sun in the evening, sunny Monday and Tuesday. Then that cool down arrives Thursday and Friday next week. We'll be right back.
No, we won't. We're good. High from Texas up to the Ohio River Valley. George Solis reports.
Overnight, tornadoes touching down in the southern plains. This large twister spotted tearing across northern Oklahoma. One of several reported in the state, scattering debris. Oklahoma also hit by severe storms.
We got heavy damage down the road and trees blocking path.
The torrential rain leading to flooding across several states. Parts of Ohio seeing up to 7 inches of rain, causing local creeks and rivers to swell. An animal shelter in Greensburg, Indiana, that normally looks out at green pastures, had to evacuate animals as waters rose dangerously close to the building. A similar scene across southern parts of the state. Some roads washed away. Texas also hit by a tornado and wild weather. Wednesday night's heavy rain turning this structure in Dallas County into a crumbled mess of steel.
There was a buildup of water on the rooftop, and which caused the structure to collapse.
All 7 workers inside managed to escape without injuries. Some parts of the country enjoying warmer than normal temperatures, with some nearly 25 degrees above average for this time of year. Nearly 30 cities expected to hit record highs.
Coming up next, a chronic disease.
Good evening. A very busy weekend in store for us. Of course, most importantly, Heart Run and Walk this Saturday. Here's a look at the temperatures both Saturday and Sunday. We're at 55 the high Saturday. I'm thinking in some spots with some of the sunshine we'll see in the afternoon, we could be pushing near 60 with some on and off rain. Rain showers in the morning and maybe a front producing some heavier rain and some thunderstorms in the evening hours. Then we cool down though as we head into Sunday, but more importantly, again, the time frame of this for the Heart Run and Walk tomorrow, looking at 40s pushing near 50 by 11 a.m. Now, dodging rainfall, so maybe grab that umbrella, grab that raincoat, light winter coat. If you're running though, this is great running weather across the area. Now today, it has been pretty chilly, but tonight we're actually warming up into the 40s overnight into early tomorrow morning. We have a look at that detailed forecast throughout the weekend, as well what follows as we head into next week straight ahead. Jason?
Eric, thank you. New tonight, the Utica comments on
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening on this Friday night. We are tracking the arrival of some scattered showers tomorrow, but more importantly, some warmer weather just in time for a very important weekend for a variety of things. For one of those things, we're moving those clocks forward an hour. We have spring ahead taking place. So we're going to gain, well, not so much gain an hour overall of daylight, but we're going to be moving those times ahead. So basically our sunset gets later, our sunrise also gets later. Our new sunrise time at 7:25, new sunset nearing 7 p.m. So whether you're a fan of it or not, this is the new time frame we'll be seeing. And on top of that, we'll surely see these sunrises get earlier and earlier rather quickly. March has the fastest rate of increased daylight compared to any month. Now, with that increased daylight, the warming temperatures, we have a battleground of seasons taking place, especially by next week. We'll start out with this weekend, pushing 60 Saturday, a little cooler on Sunday, but by Monday and Tuesday next week, we're in the 60s. Sunshine Monday, dodging a shower Tuesday, but still plenty of sun. And then a bit variable Wednesday and Thursday as we cool back down into the 30s by the end of the week. So it's a taste of spring, not a arrival of spring, and that's what we're kind of dealing with this type of situation. The reason for that is very simple. We look at the bigger picture. We have a south wind at play here. This is dragging in some warmer temperatures. We've got a cold front rolling through. Now, anytime we get warm temperatures this time of year, it's driven in by these strong south winds. Now, Mother Nature likes to have a bit of an equilibrium. So with that in mind, we get these strong variations in the jet stream. We get that cool down following it. Now, Sunday is going to be a bit cooler, not as cold, but we head into the start of the week. We're going to start to see some warmer temperatures as that flow gets a bit more focused on some warmer days ahead. So, on our Skycast this evening, it's pretty cloudy. Tonight, same story. A passing shower possible by early Saturday morning. We're going to track a passing shower or two at around 9 a.m. Of course, that's when the race starts, so keep that umbrella handy, but also you don't need a heavy winter jacket. We're already in the 40s by 9 a.m., pushing 50 by noontime, and nearing 60 by the evening with some sunshine peeking out before a cold front moves through. This has the potential of producing some heavier rain, some stronger wind gusts, maybe a rumble of thunder. Then as that pushes through, there's a potential for some heavier rainfall lingering on and the possibility of some flooding concerns. Now, so for now, river monitors showing not anything concerning as of now, but we'll closely watch it. Sunday starts out cloudy. We see some sun in the evening, sunny Monday and Tuesday. Then that cool down arrives Thursday and Friday next week.
high from the Texas to the Ohio River Valley. George Solis reports.
Overnight, tornadoes touching down in the southern plains. This large twister spotted tearing across northern Oklahoma. One of several reported in the state, scattering debris. Oklahoma also hit by severe storms.
We got heavy damage down the road and trees walking past.
The torrential rain leading to flooding across several states. Parts of Ohio seeing up to 7 inches of rain, causing local creeks and rivers to swell. An animal shelter in Greensburg, Indiana, that normally looks out at green pastures, had to evacuate animals as waters rose dangerously close to the building. A similar scene across southern parts of the state. Some roads washed away. Texas also hit by a tornado and wild weather. Wednesday night's heavy rain turning this structure in Dallas County into a crumbled mess of steel.
There was a buildup of water on the rooftop, and which caused the structure to collapse.
All 7 workers inside managed to escape without injuries. Some parts of the country enjoying warmer than normal temperatures, with some nearly 25 degrees above average for this time of year. Nearly 30 cities expected to hit record highs.
George Solis reporting. Coming